What happens to Frans Nielsen?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's an applicator situation. Um, I think it's you either trade him or buy him out.
Well, so Nielsen was brought in to the Red Wings organization in
Okay.
2016.
For
He
what reason why?
well,
What,
Datsuk left, and then we traded down on Chikrin, got Cholowski, and then to move that Datsuk contract out, so we had the money.
mm-hmm.
So then Ken Holland goes out and signs Franz Nielsen,
Okay.
who at the time looked like maybe a decent pickup, but he's getting older. He's playing behind Tavares in New York,
Right.
so he's got. I mean, it's not like Larkin was Tavares or anything like that, So he's coming in to play 2C, you know, top six center.
A little bit of specialty.
Yeah, a little bit of
PP,
special teams, power
PK.
play, power kick, yeah, penalty kill, and it just hasn't worked.
It hasn't. I think it's the name that pops in Stephen Weiss, right? To me,
Yeah,
he should have been Stephen Weiss, or Stephen Weiss should have been Frans Nielsen, or whatever.
yeah.
It's just it never panned out, which is unfortunate.
Thankfully, it wasn't that bad of an event. This is the last year we're paying Stephen Weiss right now, right? Their wings.
God, Mr. Pink knows.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so he's got a year left, 5.25 million cap hit AAV, and so I really think they're just gonna hang on to him and eat the contract. I think it's the best thing to do.
I think you send the wrong message if you start just buying out contracts, right? So I mean,
Yeah, and you can only have so many buyouts
right.
also. So you've already got an applicator on the books.
And he's stuck around. He didn't have to come here. When we got him, I was surprised.
Who's that?
Nielsen. I mean, he didn't have to hang around. He could have signed probably anywhere for 4.5 and
Well, he got the money, he got the term.
Yeah,
So
he got the money in the term, but
I guess that's what you prioritize.
right.
But the buyout, people are like, oh, should we buy him out? I don't think you can trade him. I don't think there's trade value there. I mean, he's sitting on.
You'll have to eat a lot for that, if not all of it.
Well, you'd have to, probably have to, get him traded, but
mm-hmm.
and then you might have to give things away too, which really doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we're not in a position to do that. So the other option, of course, is you could buy him out.
Right.
And the buyout, if you buy him out during the summer, you reduce his cap hit next year, so 21-22 to 4.25 million. So you save $1 million in cap hit, but you also tack on a $500,000 cap hit the following year.
It's just petty. I mean, if you're doing it for that, I mean, I know $1 million isn't petty, but it's petty in these terms here. To me, I mean, it's like, oh, we're penny pinching for $1 million. It wouldn't surprise me if he did.
That's not his. I think his actual contract value, like the actual money owed to him, is only like maybe 1.1 million next year. Yeah.
So did they backload the contract? Is that what?
Well, they front loaded the contract.
Oh, they front loaded it. Okay.
So he doesn't have as much actual dollars. I'm just talking cap
AAV.
hit. AAV. Yeah, we're talking AAV.
Okay.
So yeah, I just think you have to kind of just hold him for another year.
I mean, he seems like a good dude. I mean, he seems like a good dude in the locker room.
Yeah, he might be.
He's just real pretty soft-spoken guy, which is, I mean, it's good for, young players who need someone to talk to, I guess. But I mean, he was the one that came out and said Svetch should be up, basically.
Yeah, right? He did. He said Svetch is one of the better shots on the team. And
which is crazy given, he has Zadina and Mantha right there.
Yeah.
So top 3 maybe. I mean, that's the best
shot. I've never had any problems with him. His plays definitely declined. I believe the year he came in, he scored 17 goals.
Okay.
And then last year, I believe he was down to 4 goals. He had 9 points in 60 games last year.
He's declined year after year for sure with us. And I mean, the last game was the 28th of February?
Yeah, he hasn't played.
Last goal was the 27th.
Right. He hasn't played for a month.
Right.
Ironically, he scored his only goal this season the 2 games before he was, basically benched.
I mean, he just came at a really bad time for us.
Well, yeah, he came in when Holland and them were trying to, hang on.
Rebuild on the fly.
Yeah. And he kind of walked into a bad situation.
He did, but he got paid for it.
Well, yeah, he got paid for it. I mean, he's not hurting by any means. But then, you think, okay, well, do you let him wear the A again next year? Like, if he's going to just sit, I mean, do you have an A? I mean, right now, I don't think we're running 3 letters on the ice most nights.
Well, then just add another A. And just be your alternative. I don't know, but I mean, just run another A. I don't know who Mantha should get it, right?
You think?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think when he plays well, we play well.
So Larkin has it, Glennie has it, and I think they gave it to Nielsen.
Right. I don't think Glendening should have it.
Well, Glendenning's probably gone next year, right? He's a UFA.
Or deadline.
Yeah,
somebody's going to want a 4th line specialty guy.
Or deadline, right?
Pittsburgh,
could be.
Probably.
Pittsburgh.
That makes sense to me. Pittsburgh makes sense to me for some reason. Yeah, Toronto too, but I mean, their cap situation's abysmal.
Yeah, well, he's a rental and he's cheap. So.
Sure.
especially like salary retained. But anyways, so you have that A hanging out there. You might have two A's hanging out there. I don't know if you could assign the letters to anyone on the team, even captain, if you want to change it, where do you put them?
I think you keep it with Larkin because it's just because that it makes sense because he's probably the hardest worker on the ice without like it's visually, just eye test. Mantha for sure, only because like I said, he plays well when we play. When we play well, he plays well, vice versa. When he's on, we're on, and
the A gives him like just more of a kick. Like, hey,
he needs it. A guy was seeing a sports psychologist 2 years ago to get his head right, which tells me that when he's locked in, which you've seen over these past couple games because he slowly picked it up a little bit, not as streaky. We play really well, and he scored last night too.
Yeah,
to kind of put the game away. So him, and then this is the tough one. I think you go with Bert, right?
Really? Okay.
If he's not hurt,
I'd say Hronik.
You say Hronik? I don't know, man. It's
or do you give it to another short termer maybe because then you got Cider or something? I mean,
do we got Hronik locked up long term? I think he's bridge dealed, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
If they sign him long term, which I assume they will, then yeah. But I mean, what if Cider comes up and decides, I'm going to pretty much take over this team, which I expect him to do on the back end? Do you even give it to 2 or 3 years in?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you just kind of give it to another like short term kind of vet guy and then see how the guys coming in might do
or something like that if he hangs around, or even Ryan, for that matter.
Yeah, if they do, I mean,
I'd like to see Ryan stay, but I don't think he will.
I think he's one of the better guys we have as a rental. He's got more upside and he's cheap. He's probably got more upside than anyone other than Bernier.
I don't think anyone wanted to take a chance on him strictly because of what happened in Ottawa, which it's unfortunate. That conversation happens probably every day in every franchise, right?
Yeah.
It just happened to be in an Uber. Yeah. I wish the Uber had happened in Detroit, right? Because, while he was in Detroit, hell, I drove Lyft for a while. And I mean, if he'd have been in my thing, I'd have put it on blast too, because try to get this idiot out of here. But, yeah, I kind of like the short-term thing. I mean, if you're going long-term, just give your top 3 guys, Bert, Larkin, Mantha, and let it go. But if Cider comes in, and that's what I'm thinking, now too, that you say that, give it to a short-term guy. Cider comes in and kills it, we all expect him to. Then yeah, why not? Because he seems vocal. I mean, you watch the Grand Rapids. You watch the Griffins play, man. Those guys feed off of him.
Yeah,
you can tell
he just down there.
Yeah, he helps everybody out. So that might be something.
I think
it's a great question.
Just Nielsen, though, I think you just got to hold on to him next year.
Yeah, just ride it out. I think he's done it. I think he's done good with the organization. Now I'm having a Holland moment. I feel like you kind of have to stay loyal to him a little bit. I mean, it's not like it's 4 years, right?
Right.
It's just 1 year. Take it one more, and we're not. Maybe we're a French team next year if Cider comes up and plays, or if Raymond comes up and scores, 15, 20.
Yeah, I think Raymond kind of clicks. I think Raymond's gonna play another year in Sweden. That's my guess. But all right, yeah. I agree. We both agree here.
Hold on to him.
Hold on to him.
Yeah,
that's it.
I didn't say hold on. Hold on to him.
All right. That's it. I'm done.
I'm good.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Helps out. See you guys next time.
See ya.